Hi, hi, hi.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. And Lena and I had lots of discussions on this topic, and then we decided to stop
Mm-hmm.
because we wanted to discuss it with you. We both read a book
Mm-hmm.
that we liked.
So
It's
it's this
called
one.
Dolly Alderton Good Material. What I want to say is, I think it's one of the books that you can hate or love, but everyone will have their own discussion. And it's very
Mm-hmm.
interesting because we love to discuss relationships in our vlogs. And
Mm-hmm.
this book has raises a very important issue. Why? I think, firstly, it's very interesting that it's the main character is a guy, because most of the books that are in published now are about women, especially about relationship. They are about women's perspective, how either they break up and they're heartbroken and they're looking for a new relationship and they're trying to figure out their mistakes and stuff like that, or there is a very romantic story about the guy who is incredible, but always a girl is telling her story, and it involves relationship, that she wants relationships a lot. Here it's completely different because most of the book is from male perspective. So one thing, it says every relationship has one beginning. This one has two endings. For me, it was incredibly interesting because for most of the book, we listened to the guy complain about a breakup. He was dumped, and he thinks that there is someone else, and that's why his girlfriend left him after 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
But it's completely different.
So to me, the main idea of the book is that the girl that actually ends the relationship, she just wants to be single. It's not that she ended this relationship because she wants to find a new guy, or
Or
she
she already
already
has a guy.
has a new guy. The main idea of this book is a very interesting topic that I've never ever heard anyone
Not
raised
only in the books,
before,
but also in real
is
life.
that it's fine for a woman just to be single. Why this topic was interesting for me? Because in my life, I had this conversation that for me was, it just struck me. We had this conversation with our aunt, and she said that, I don't remember how old we were. We were very young, 20 something. And she said to us that she had a conversation about us with another woman. And this another woman said, to be honest, I think that maybe something is wrong with them, because
No, she
okay,
didn't say
she
something
didn't
is
say
wrong.
this, but okay, she said that it seems like they don't even pay attention to men. This was the phrase that she said. Oh, let me finish. This was the thing that she said, and our aunt said it to us. And I think her main message, this is how I understood it. This is from my perspective. I understood, first thing, something is wrong with me. Second thing, I need to start paying attention to men because something is wrong with me. Third thing, again, something is wrong with me because it's not normal for a girl to be single and to be perfectly fine, because I was perfectly fine with this.
I think the way we saw it, like that's a problem, but this is how we see it. It wasn't necessarily told like that because everyone sees what they either want or
And how was it
how,
told then?
we
What
have
was
no
the
idea
main
because she
message?
is not here. We don't know what she meant by it. But one thing I want to say, I think that she said a little bit. She told us a little bit more. She said that we are not in a relationship because we are not looking to fill the space next to us. Like it seems like we don't need anyone. And I didn't understand at that point why we have to need someone. I think in general, people should be fine by themselves as well. Yes, no man is an island and we all need someone to be happy but it shouldn't be like everyday struggle in your mind that you wake up, oh, I'm single or I'm not single, I need to find something. And I think that it's always women.
I think they just suffer because they're on their own. They don't have a man.
Yes, but this suffocating idea is given to us by society or family. I don't think that we actually struggle, all of us struggle and want to be in relationship that much. It, to me, it seems a bit like there is more value to a woman if she's in a relationship, and if you're single, it's
Yeah,
exactly same
100%.
person, exactly same person, but for some reason you lose like half of the value, or maybe not half, but if you're single, but it's exactly the same person. So I don't understand why. I've never, I don't think I know even one man that is that obsessed to be in a relationship and thinks that he deserves less or is not as good as
This
he
is
is
difficult because we
before.
never talk deeply like with guys. So
But we don't see it in the movies. We don't see it in the. We don't read it in the books. It's always women who are this Bridget Jones. Is there a Bridget Jones male version?
I
Even
have no
all
idea
the
because,
Christmas.
like,
Okay, why are so many women depressed for holidays? Like, it's Christmas
I
season
think
now, or
men
post Christmas
also.
season, but it's all about finding a boyfriend that you bring to your parents' home. It all of the movies are about this.
I think in general it's very difficult to say about guys because I don't know what's really going on in their heads and what they've been told. But from girls' perspective, because obviously we talk to our girlfriends, etc., I can say that 99%, almost 100, are obsessed, obsessed. First of all, in the beginning, to find someone, to be able, like, to say to the society, finally I found. I had so many examples in my life when I was shocked. We have one friend, and she said to another friend when she got engaged, and in front of everyone, in front of men, she said one of the most horrible things I've ever heard in my life. She said, finally, we are so happy for you. Oh my God,
We
we were
all,
hoping. We
no,
all
we
were
were all waiting,
hoping
not hoping,
and
but we were
hope.
waiting for this moment for so long, and it was so weird.
Oh my
Firstly,
God, it's
she
awful.
told it about us as well, like all the women were holding hands and like praying every single day,
And
like,
fine,
but it never
this
happened.
is.
Like, we have never had this
I
discussion with our
no,
friend.
of
Maybe they
course
had this
not.
conversation between themselves, but the way it was shown, it's like that all women
Are
wake up and it's
desperately
like one more day and I'm not married.
and desperately waiting for this moment to come. And in front of everyone, she said that. And I was like, I was shocked. I was like, oh, why do you have to do that to another woman? Why do you have, like,
But also to
it's
yourself,
like her value is
diminished.
so small, and finally her value is a bit bigger because finally we can see that, oh, this man wants to be with you. Oh, of course, now your value is higher. But why do you have to say it in front of everyone? Oh my God, this is so bad.
But this is what I liked about this book. I'm really, really, really tired of very toxic stories about how fantastic men are and how women are trying to catch, or I don't know, hunt or whatever, a guy because they need one, like, desperately in order to survive, which is not true, especially in 2025. I like these characters a lot because she is this good looking,
Independent,
independent,
successful.
successful young woman. She just turned 30,
Yeah.
and all of her friends are married and have kids, and she doesn't want to have kids, or she has her own issues. It's connected to her story, like her parents' story. She was very disappointed in her parents' marriage. I really liked, there was this conversation, of her conversation with her grandma, which made me super sad, but also it empowered me. It's very interesting because her mom forced her all of the time to be in a relationship. She tried to find her boyfriend and she was talking about this all the time. And then she talked to her grandma, with whom she was very close before her grandma passed away. And she was sure that her grandma also wants her to get married, because she, if her mom wants her to be in a relationship, her grandma, who is one generation older, definitely wants her to be in a relationship even more. And it was very interesting because her grandma, on contrary, told her the story that if the time was different and now for her the time is different for her granddaughter, she would never get married because she could travel the world, have a career, and do everything the way she wanted. And she got married and had to raise kids and stay at home and do everything how her husband wanted her to do because she was supposed to be this perfect housewife. And that the times have changed and she doesn't understand why women have to get married. That she says that, oh, I see that you are happy the way you are, you don't have that void to fill with a man, and do whatever you want. And I really really liked it, and she was also very surprised. I think it's super super rare.
I really loved when she went to gynecologist. And so basically, the story is her sister says that you need to go and check how many eggs or some
Ovary, yeah.
ovaries, something like this, like is left, because for our age we have a very low amount of them, and you need to check. So she goes there, and yes, she has this problem. She also saw this as an attack. The doctor says to her, oh my god, straight away you need to freeze
Do you have a
your
boyfriend?
ex.
No,
Do
no,
you
she
have a
said a
boyfriend?
different man.
Yes, great. Can you like
So she never
get
asked her
pregnant?
if she wants a
Great.
kid. She never
And
asked
she's
her.
pressuring her so much.
But also she didn't ask
She's
her.
pressuring,
Like it's obvious that she wants to.
pressuring. And then she says immediately you need or to get pregnant or to freeze your ex immediately. And this girl, she feels like she's attacked, and she says, first of all, don't yell at me. Second of all, you don't need to say this in this voice like I have to. And the doctor doesn't understand why she's so mad. Like I understood why she's so mad, because first of all, the doctor never asks the question, hey, do you want to have kids? Like no one asks this question. And in real life the same, no one asks this question. If you go to such doctor, I had the same story. She immediately asked me, do you have anyone? I said,
You can get pregnant with like right now.
I said no. She said, you need to start searching immediately. I said, what does it mean? I don't even understand. What do you mean by that? She said a phrase that I didn't like. It was like many years ago. She said, if you believe that you will find the father of your kids, the world works this way, that you will attract this
Oh my
man.
God.
And to me, in general, like in my life, I hate when people say this, like philosophical things. I looked at her and I was like, this is like, she put me in such a huge amount of stress. I looked at her and I was like, this is like what people are doing to other people. Is just like this pressure is constantly, it's not non-stop pressure. And then I said, I was very very afraid. I said, everything is so bad out there. And she said, no, why? I never said that. I was like, but you're saying to me that I need immediately to do that, so it means that everything is very bad. Like, why would you say it to me? She said, no, I never said that everything is bad. It's just that you just need to do it. Like, so it never occurred in her mind that maybe I don't have to do it like immediately. Maybe I can just don't stress about this, right? Live my life. And then it has to be kind of like organically, no? Organically, you find someone like, and because, for example, we know a girl that she's depressed because she's desperate to find someone. She goes to like 3 dates a day. And I always, this is my opinion, I always think that this is a very, very bad thing to do. I think that this is destiny. Like if you're supposed to meet someone, you will meet this person. If you're not supposed to find, like, I don't know, the love of your life, then even if you go to 3 dates a day, honestly, you will just get really really depressed. This is my own opinion. So the things that doctor told to me doesn't make any sense to me. Any sense.
To be honest, I think it made sense, but it's also different. Do you want just sperm or do you want father? Because the way she explained it, it
So
means
it doesn't
more
make
like
sense. So
sperm.
it doesn't make sense.
I think in general there is a big problem that there is this assumption that happy woman is with a man, and women and men don't ask women if they actually want to be in a relationship. I'm pretty sure that men are asked and women aren't. And this is something that we've also discussed in lots of other episodes, that like this weird questions of our friends about, or like how our friend congratulated you with the birthday and said that this is the year to find a man and stuff like this. This is a very recurring problem in our lives, and I think in the lives of many, many, many women. So I wanted to ask you guys, if you are a woman, do you want to be in a relationship if you're single? And do you have the same problem? Are people assuming that you want to be in a relationship? And do you think that there is bigger value of you as a person when you're in a relationship? And like, do people think that you are more interesting? This is how I feel. I've told you this, that I think that very often people are more interested in me just because I'm in a relationship. Because sometimes, like, even a week ago, my friend who saw my boyfriend only once at a party, for some reason asked how he is, not how, for example, our mom is, who is sick. And this made me angry because I think that's weird.
But you also said that there was one other friend, and I didn't ask you, that we went on a picnic and you said that she looked at you differently. What do you mean by that?
I don't even know how to explain it. It's just so, I think there is the way how it is and how everyone sees a thing. It's like the argument that we had once we went out for dinner, and there were four girls, and it wasn't an argument, but it was a weird conversation. And then we talked like next day about it, and every single girl saw this in a completely different light, and it was based on our own insecurities. So I thought that my friend is rude to another friend, and this friend actually is so confident that she didn't even think that there was anything rude towards herself. And it was just super, super interesting how the same problem can be viewed in a completely different way from each person's perspective. So I think here it's the same thing. Maybe it's my own insecurity, and I saw it in completely different light. But I think that for some reason I am more interesting or more cool
For people.
for her. I'm not sure about all people, but if we're talking about this friend, just because I'm in a relationship, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
But have you ever felt it apart from these two girls, with someone else?
Yes, I think especially because you are single, so I see it more clearly. The way people ask this question, like any question about anything, our relatives or our friends, it's more like, oh, you finally are settled down, and now, oh no, for me, it's you're settled down. Now we need to find someone for you, but very
Maybe they never
rarely.
said it to me, because like
No, I mean, just one question, one thing. They rarely ask me if I'm actually happy, or like, is it the person, like I can be in a relationship, but doesn't mean that's serious. No one actually
it
asks me
seems
this.
like nobody,
It's like
to
our
be honest,
uncle straight
cares.
away was asking about wedding, but he never asked if I actually want to get married. And this is the same thing. Like,
I remember that when we went back home and we had this conversation with aunt and uncle, and I had a very difficult time in my life, and I said to my aunt that, like, if to be like really honest, I don't even feel that I want to go on dates right now. And she was appalled by this answer. And it was the moment when I realized how interesting it is that if you're a woman, you have to be always ready to go on a date. And if you're not ready, it can be any, I don't know, any reason in your life that you're not ready. But this is not the thing that you are supposed to say out loud. This is like how I felt it, but I read in her eyes that she was like shocked in a very bad way. Like, something is wrong with me, blah 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 blah, because Yulia's in a relationship and I'm sitting here single, and I'm still saying that I still don't feel like I want to go on a date. And she was like shocked by this answer, and I didn't even explain what I meant about that. But what struck me is that she started saying to Yulia and to me every single day that I need to start smiling a lot. I
Change how
need
you dress.
to change how I dress. I need to be more
I think
feminine.
something about
I
makeup as
need
well.
she said something about makeup. She
So
she
it was
said
like
that
change everything.
I need like my shoulders need to be here. I need to be feminine. I need to be like this. And she did, but for me it was shocking because she didn't ask me why I don't want to go on dates.
This is also very stereotypy, not to talk about the problem, but like
Yeah.
how to not fix it, but like
Yeah, but
hide it. But it wasn't like, oh, we're not going to talk about the difficult stuff. We're just going to put some makeup.
what I wanted like to say to her is that okay, maybe it's not like a very good thing, I don't know, but I have a reason why I'm saying this. But she was not interested in the reason why I'm saying it. Straight away she was like, something is wrong with you. First of all, apply makeup. Second of all, be more feminine, smile,
Wear more color.
and she turned around to Yulia and she was like, oh, finally you won the lottery. Don't get how it works, and to me it was just like really weird.
That's why I find this book very, very refreshing. I really like the fact that there is at least one character that is not crazy about finding a boyfriend in like any price, but to be not single. I really liked it. I liked the fact that she liked her career, liked where she is in her life, and she just enjoyed being herself without these obsessions. I think everyone should read this book. It's not the best book I've ever read, but this idea was very, very interesting to me.
I also wonder how many our friends that are in a relationship, if they could choose to step out for a while, I wonder how many of them would say, I would want to do it. I just wonder, yeah. I can even say too that, like, on top of my.
But I ask you this very often: how many of our friends do you think are happy in the relationship? And
but this is a bit different. I mean, like, it doesn't mean for me that you are unhappy in the relationship. No, it means for me that, like, do you really think that if they wanted it, it certainly means that they're not happy? I think
yes.
I know one
In
of the
my
example.
opinion,
I
yes.
think that she's quite happy.
Okay, tell the story. Maybe I'll recognize this.
I would say that she's fine with being in the relationship. In my opinion, she's fine.
I think she's not happy.
In my opinion, like, honestly, what I think that she's fine. She doesn't find her partner.
It's funny if you hit it, but
yeah,
you can hear. It's only very
but
funny.
I think that she's fine with her partner. I don't think that she minds him, but I'm pretty sure that if she would given this opportunity, like, let's say, I don't know, like 2-3 months, she would be like the happiest person ever to be in her own only this
I have a question.
But then, after this time, my point is that after this time she would want to come back in the relationship.
I think it's the same thing as with all the people that want to open a relationship or they want to break. It's not because they actually want
can I
a little bit of freedom. Just a second. They are, if they found someone better, they would be
they found someone.
Yeah, but this makes me think that no one wants a different person a bit better if they're happy in the relationship. Okay, so when I say that they are not happy in the relationship, doesn't mean that they're miserable. It means that they are not happy. If it's like, okay, and I think this is
but you can't be happy all of the time.
I'm not saying about all the time. I think in general. I think people we're talking about are friends. I don't think there is a romance in the relationship. I'm not sure there ever was that much of a romance. They are just, they're actually a very good, but they're partners. Perfect. So I think there was a huge spark with another guy. She would be gone in
yeah, I agree here. But
okay, so
but I have a question. I meant this. She steps out for 3 months because
she doesn't find anyone.
I don't believe she will find someone.
Of course, she'll go back.
Will she go? Yeah.
Yes.
This is what I meant.
But this is what I said previously, that all of them would leave if they found someone better.
Because they think most of easy.
No, yes, this is another question. Easy. I think most of people, not most, maybe it's exaggeration, but a lot of people are in a relationship just because they can't find someone else better, but they can't find someone else because they are in a relationship because they're too scared to be alone. Yeah, that's why I think like they would all come back for sure. Guys, this is already a very long episode. Thank you so much for watching. Please let us know what you think.
Thank you so much for watching. Bye.